Let's have a look at the movements the shoulder should be able to do. Flexion. We should also be able to do extension. From there, we can also do abduction, and then external and internal rotation. Now that we understand all the movements that the shoulder should be able to do, let's have a look at doing active assisted exercises with a dowel or a rod. So if we do shoulder flexion, the hand that is not injured is assisting in lifting the shoulders up. You can specifically also narrow the hands to make it a bit more difficult, so the elbows stay straight and close to the ears, lifting up. Please look at how I'm not arching with the lower back, and it's really the shoulders lifting up. Then we have a look at how we can do shoulder spider wall crawls. This is also shoulder flexion, active assisted, so it's just a different method of getting that full flexion range. Now let's have a look at the extension movement. So arms going backwards, still holding on to the rod. The uninjured arm is the one that's working the hardest. Now let's have a look at abduction. You can either start just by pushing the hand to the side, 90 degrees lifting up. If you place the hand at the end of the rod, you can go a little bit further into full range abduction, turning and rotating the shoulder as you're lifting up. The uninjured hand is the one that's assisting. Here's another method. So once again, spider wall crawls, walking closer to the wall is another way of actively assisting that shoulder into abduction range. Now let's have a look at the rotation, placing your hand at the end of the rod, so making sure elbow stays tucked in the side. We can externally rotate the shoulder. Now 45 degrees is usually normal range. We don't want to push much further than that. You can also either hold a towel behind your back and pretend like you're drying your back, or using the rod to do external and internal rotation over here. If the injured hand is at the top, we're focusing more on that external rotation. If the injured hand is at the bottom, we're focusing on the internal rotation. Usually if you've done a rotator cuff repair or they've worked on the rotator cuff, the internal rotation will be the more difficult part, so no problem if that takes a bit longer to get to full range. Now, if you can do all of that, we specifically want to move on to active range, meaning no assistance from the uninjured side, doing once again flexion, abduction, external rotation, internal rotation, and then extension. Once you have full range of your active movements, that's when you can start to do resistance. Once again, lastly focusing on that internal rotation. So you can then add resistance or start with isometrics, meaning giving a little bit of resistance for all the movements the shoulder can do, whether it is flexion, abduction, that internal rotation, extension pushing down, and then abduction pushing to the side. So just giving a bit of resistance, activating those muscles, and then moving on to full range.